There comes a time when people like me have to stop making sense out of nonsense. Um, when you have been drained by the system to the point where you can't afford enough money to give to anything other than yourself, it's time for people to stop trying to raise money for campaigns, um, ask you to come to some venue and pay $1,000 as a part of the resistance. My resistance has always been with being true to myself and being true to my convictions. And I don't need to get on any white platform of any kind to be who I always have been for 53 years now. And it is high time that black and red people in America, black and red people who have been here since slavery and the white encroachment on this land, separate from everything else that is going on. Because it's becoming more and more apparent to me that they are not out for our interests, and we should not be out for theirs. At this time, if I walk out on a street in the wrong part of America, I can be seized, beaten, raped, robbed of my medicines that I need to stay alive, and then deported. And no one will know I was gone. I'm still looking for Will Kelly or somebody to answer up about where the fuck he is. But I have no answers. That being said, black people in Congress, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, I have no words. I have no words. Some of them are descendants of slaves. Some of them are descendants of slaves. Others of the Holocaust. Money's the motive. There's nothing I can do about that. What I can do is state this. I have never been elected to public office. Yet I have given almost everything I earned to other people. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being poor right now. I'm okay with being disabled. What I do not understand is if you are already a millionaire and you have made enough money to put your kid through college, why do you forsake your ancestors in the name of AIPAC and Donald Trump? I shouldn't ask why, because I know the question is irrelevant. The answer is clear to me. You have no soul. Now, people that call themselves Christians, black and white alike, commit the same crimes that they accuse evil people of committing. And they rise up against Satan. But yet they do his works. But for some reason, in the United States of America and other countries, if you kill, slaughter, and rape from Monday to Saturday, you will be absolved of your sins on Sunday. And that has become the new American Christianity. This is how they govern. It is not by the Bible, which I as a non-Christian have read. It is by the interpretation of any colonizing white nation that wishes to subdue people to subjugation of greed, oligarchy, fascism, and extermination. That's all it's about. So if you think you're in Congress and walking on a high cotton because you're getting AIPAC money, you'll have your day, just like in Nazi Germany, in the concentration camps that we are going to, under your funding of ICE, and you will have your day. Now, let me be clear. It was stated the other day that Donald Trump intends fully to usurp the power of Congress, and has time and time and time and time again. To our military enlisted, if you have a chance to get the fuck away from whatever conflict you are in, get the fuck away by any means necessary. If you have not enlisted, do not. These people intend to use your bodies as cannon fodder. They joke about it. They laugh at you. Donald Trump called everyone who served in the military losers and suckers. And people like Nancy Pelosi and Merrick Garland went along with it. Every black Democrat in Congress who is not going to be there on March 28th at the No Kings March will be considered pro-Israel and pro-genocide in Palestine. But I digress. The men who support Donald Trump in Congress, one by one by one by one, their social media activity is revealing them as gay men married to, in some instances, white women. Now, it doesn't matter who you're married to or keeping up appearances. We've seen this all along. You know, I've been a creature of Washington, D.C. since the 1980s. So I don't need you to tell me about gay for the stay. I don't need you to educate me about white men who marry uber white women so they can get elected to Congress. and finding them in the back rooms snorting coke of the hottest nightclubs back then are fucking men. These guys are gay as shit. And what they do on Sunday morning, after they shoot protesters in Minnesota, after one of their cops kills George Floyd, after someone mutilates Emmett Till and then hangs him from a bridge, after two white men are found with James Chaney in a station wagon just for going to the southern states to get people to vote. They go on Sunday and pray in church. And if you don't think every one of them motherfuckers lies, they did it to cover up all of these murders. Somebody lied. But I digress. Every black Democrat in Congress taking AIPAC money is an absolute disgrace to the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King and John Lewis. Why do I say that? Because right now, you support Israel, who is exacting, with our tax dollars, one of the most egregious genocides in American history, if not the most, since Adolf Hitler. That's what you do. You don't get to pray on Sunday. I'm not a Christian, but you don't get to pray with the Christians I know. We, as black and red people, find you absolutely fucking disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. You are appalling. And if you think for one moment that the vote blue, no matter who movement is coming to save your ass, you got another thing coming. Because every single one of these videos I put out 3,000 mailers to voters. Not only in my state, but yours. You know who's true blue? Chris Van Hollen. Maybe you need to take a page out of his book. Black does not make you right either. It doesn't not get you votes. It ain't gonna get you nothing this time. Because you know what? We have seen greater leaders than you. I have fought physically better men than you. And all you are is his masses voice. And that's all you'll ever be. You might convince another election of black people to be so afraid of Donald Trump that they're not going to leave your side. But I will. And I will fight until November to make sure you don't get elected. Now, Maga Mike, for all you black enlisted and you black senators, wants you to die for the white crusades. And you're going to do that. Because you can't fix stupid. You can't fix ignorance. And you can't fix greed. including Nancy Pelosi and her ties to this organization that we're going to expose in San Francisco later on. They did a big thing on More Perfect Union. That's a great place to get some information about how Nancy Pelosi's husband and nephew are involved in this 2020 Project 2025 at this particular once a year camp out. You are dirty. You don't get to sit here. Nancy Pelosi, please shut the fuck up and go away. I am so tired of your treason. I am so tired of the AIPAC treason. And let me tell you something about anti-Semitism. These dipshits over in Israel who have universal health care, they don't have to worry about food or housing. They don't have to worry about their retirements. They don't have to worry about anything. Because Nancy Pelosi, Hakeem Jeffries, Cory Booker, Chuck Schumer, and many others made sure that they had Jews killing Palestinians had what they needed to be better than the American taxpayer. While you're starving on American land, those people have it better than you. While you're fighting for coal and you fell for the okie doke, your government is making sure that Israel will be the next superpower of the world. And they're getting good on it. America's fucked up financially. The stock market has nothing to do with the average American. Prices are up. Gas is up. All this shit is up. But Hakeem Jeffries, Cory Booker, Nancy Pelosi, and all these people that made Donald Trump 2.0 will never starve. You will. But they won't. Maga supporters, are you winning yet? I'm sure some of you are starving. Welcome to the world of blackness and redness. You get the government you deserve. Unfortunately, this time, white and black people, when all the supplies are gone, and they will be soon, that you cannot purchase with $1, you'll be looking to people who can grow you food and raise animals. I have the knowledge to do that, but I'm not going to help you. And people say we should forgive and give room to people that say they made a mistake. As a person of color, many mistakes have been made upon my people. And it is not by any stretch of the imagination my obligation to forgive you for 600 years of doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And not only that, expecting me and my children to have survived it and give you any more than you deserve, or a free pass. We didn't get any free passes. We didn't get forgiveness for having our land invaded and defending it. Black people didn't get forgiveness for being put toe to toe, layer by layer, story by story, on slave ships to come here and do work for lazy fucking white Americans. We have never been forgiven for that. So if you're looking for black and red Americans to forgive you, go fuck yourselves. Join the White Crusades. This time, that playbook is not going to work. This is not your father's, your grandfather's, your great-grandfather's, or your great-great-grandfather's rodeo. It's mine. We don't forgive, we don't forget, and we will not be silenced. This is the Woke Socialist Podcast. Have the day you deserve.